the fire of Dragonheart. Join forces with Draco the Dragon and his fearsome friend Bowen as they swoop into battle and launch an arsenal like you've never seen. When the evil King Einan blasts in and the fiendish Felton attacks, they will be hot on their tail. A mighty whip of Draco's wings and a flash of Bowen's steel will turn the tide. Now joined by the battle spikes of Razor Thorn and the two-headed Medusa's twin firepower, they'll stomp out evil once and for all. Feel the fire of Dragonheart. Figures each sold separately.
Hello, my name is Kevin. I am the Dapper Man. Today I'm going to be talking about a movie that was made in 1996. 3 years earlier, from this director, Rob Cohen, he would direct a film called Dragon, a Bruce Lee Story. And for some reason, that title, Dragon, would really stick with the man. And he would create this movie that I actually have on DVD. That movie is called Dragonheart. Now, during this time, when it was released in 96, just later in that year, he would release another movie. And that movie is called Daylight. Yeah, it was called Daylight with Sylvester Stallone. Those were the times when action-adventure movies were really action-adventure movies and they were fun to watch. But that's a whole totally different story. Let's talk about Dragonheart. The movie stars Dennis Quaid, David Thewlis, Pete Postlethwaite, Dina Meyer, Julie Christie, and the late Sean Connery as the voice of Draco. Now we start off in the Dark Ages, or the medieval times. Medieval. Dark Age. Look, it says 984 AD. Dennis Quaid starring as Bowen, a knight of the cold, and is training his student Einan somewhere in the mountainside to wooden sword play. No pun intended. But while this is happening, his father's messenger comes to them and tells them that they must come at once to see his father's victory. Einan's father actually just got killed off, and we see Einan's true intention unfold here, just as pride comes before the fall. He is, though, accidentally stabbed in the heart. However, Einan's mum knows of an old magic, and they beg for his life through a dragon. The dragon would save his life by giving the lad half of his heart. However, as Einan's health restores, he becomes genocidal and is very evil to his people, having his kingdom built up bigger and more powerful than his father. Bowen, feeling betrayed by the dragon that there was some sort of dark magic he done, that it actually made King Einan evil. And then he makes a vow to kill every dragon off the face of the earth. Bowen starts a career of slaying dragons and making money off it, but he crosses paths with Draco, this dragon, and he befriends him, and through certain circumstances, he actually forms this form of alliance to fight the greater evil that's actually in the kingdom. Now, like I said, while this movie was released in 1996, it wouldn't be until later, like 2000, 2001, when I first saw this movie on the television, and I believe we also rented this movie several times. It was actually very popular in video stores to rent, even though it's been so many years. This was also at the height of dinosaurs, dragons, and other scaly monsters. No one could get enough of it, especially for a teenage lad such as myself. I absolutely loved dinosaurs and dragons, and I thought this movie was cool during that time. And since I haven't seen this movie in about like 8 years, I figured why not? I'll go ahead and give it a shot and see if I still like it. Plus, it was very highly requested by my youngest brother to actually do it onto this YouTube channel, so this video right here is for you. And I'm going to say, the movie overall it's okay. I mean, this movie does have a lot of flaws, and it has some great moments. It has those moments where it takes itself seriously, and then it just goes really silly. It follows with some very great scenes, and then there's some scenes that are not really so great. I believe where this film fails at is that it's trying to target its audience towards family and not so much as adults. It tries to go to like the preteen, teenager crowd and be lighthearted, which is not a bad thing, but there's certain things that's inside this movie. It feels like it's going to go darker and a bit more edgier, but it stops and it doesn't go further than that. Part of that is probably because of the acting. The acting is fine. I don't mind the acting. Even with Dennis Quaid's voice, when I think it was a thing during that time when people made fun of it, or critics had made fun of his acting voice, I didn't mind it. I think it fit the tone. I don't believe there was an actual accent that everyone was expecting because there were different people from different sides of the land, and I guess they were trying to discover themselves. I don't know. I'm not a historian, but when I was listening to the commentary, that was his explanation of it for. So I didn't mind it. I just wished I seen a bit more of the madness of King Enan. I wish I saw more of Julie Christie. I wish I saw more of Dina Meyer. I really liked the characters. They were just very abrupt, very short, and not that much time on screen. Not as much as I wish. There was a lot of time of Dennis Quaid. I think a bit too much. Same thing with Sean Connery. Sean Connery's voice was just Sean Connery's voice, and it was at times very childish, very silly, but he did have some good moments with his lines that he was given to him. If you go into this film thinking that you're going to see fantastic CGI, remember this was a time when CGI was very new into films. I mean, they talk it to death about Jurassic Park. It was mentioned in the back of the DVD. It was mentioned on the poster, I think, through advertisements from the people, the team behind the CGI of Jurassic Park made this movie. The director, through his commentary, talked about the Jurassic Park a lot, and in its comparison, I believe the CGI was very good for its time, but you can see it aged. So when you think about this movie, when you watch it, just think about at the time frame it was made. It's better than most other movies with CGI, even sadly today, but it doesn't really hold up too well. This is probably one of the reasons why I very much enjoy practical effects. You can see the practical effects, and you can see the CGI is pretty much night and day, or at least when these scenes are shot at night and day. You can see the strong differences between it. One more thing that's on that okay borderline is the musical score. It has some okay moments, but then it swells and it goes fantastic. It has some very awesome music that's to this movie. Some of it you may even recognize. But like I said, it doesn't go too great, and it stays in almost that okay range throughout this entirety of the movie. Now, the director will go on to direct movies later on in his life, such as The Skulls and The Fast and the Furious. Oh my god. Yes, he would direct these movies. I mean, come on. There is 4 sequels to this movie. 4 sequels to this movie. Why? Dragonheart 2, I remembered, it was a direct-to-video, and it was very bad from what I remember during that time frame, and I know I never had a desire to ever see it again. The ending for this movie was perfect. It was ended just a way to just conclude the story, which I'm not going to give away if you haven't seen the movie, and I liked the ending. It was a great ending. But it concluded itself. There was no need to go any further. I don't even know why. I didn't know there was that large of an audience for Dragonheart. I think it has a lot to in consideration when the budget for this film, according to IMDb, was $57 million, and it only earned back, I think, like $51 or $52 million. There was no need to make a sequel. That's probably why they're all made for television, made for DVD, video, VHS, whatever. That's probably why. And for me, the movie is okay. It's not rubbish, and it's not fantastic. It's just okay. I mean, it's worth seeing. Maybe not so much worth owning, but I'm a movie DVD collector, and it's on DVD. I couldn't find it on Blu-ray without having the sequel, which I had no desire to have, and now it has 4 other sequels, which I really have no desire to see. And this movie is rated PG-13, so if you want to know why it's a PG-13, it's very mild for PG-13 when you actually look into this film. Here's the reason right now why the movie is PG-13. And that is my review. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, be sure to subscribe, like, comment down below. Let me know what is your favorite movie about dragons. Dragon movie about dragons. Let me know down in the comments below. I am curious. I'd like to know, because maybe I'll review a couple more dragon movies. I'm right now thinking about it. Who knows? But this was a movie I finally checked it off my list because now I finally did a video, and I hope you're happy to my youngest brother that I made this video. So I hope you enjoy it, and that is it. So yeah, I had something else in my mind, but I guess that's it. So anyways, take care, have a lovely day, and I will see you around into the next video. Cheers.